All right. Thank you for being here with us, Natalie. My name is Evelyn Diaz. I am the Literacy Program Manager for the City of Commerce Public Library. This is one of our featured Q&A, and this is our Q&A with our community college student. So with that said, I'm going to give you a moment to introduce yourself. You can tell us your name, what school you're going to be attending, what year you're in, and then your major as well.
Of course. Hi there. My name is Natalia Rodriguez. I am attending Cypress College. This is my first year in college, actually, and I will be majoring in diagnostic medical sonography.
Awesome. All right. So my first question to you is, what was the reason, or what were some of the reasons why you chose to attend Cypress College?
I decided to go for Cypress College because it had the proper credentials that were necessary for my program, or for the program I want to attend to, which is diagnostic medical sonography. It had the proper accreditations,
Mhm.
and I also felt that it was a really good school, financially speaking, because community college does tend to be a little bit more. What would the word be?
Affordable, maybe, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it can be like that, and
Okay.
I felt like it was just a really good decision to make because of those two reasons. Yeah.
Very good. Okay.
Mhm.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the application process looked like for you? Is it as intense as it is for like a four-year college where you have to have your transcript? If you could tell us a little bit about the cost, did you do it online? Um, when you applied, how long did it take for you to know whether or not to get in? So just what the process overall looked like.
Sure. So I believe I started applying in around January when I found out that it had like the proper accreditations or whatnot. So
Mhm,
I applied around there, and I did it all online. From what I remember, I don't believe it asked for any of my transcripts, or
mhm,
it mostly just focused on like what high school I attended to, if I like graduated or whatnot. And yes, it mostly focused on that, and it was honestly really straightforward. It was not intense at all, uh, especially when comparing it to a four-year university. From what I understand, you actually do. It is a lot more intense and a little bit more competitive. But
mhm,
with community college, it was just really straightforward. And even then, you could even ask some people to help you out with like applying to the college. There were like
mhm.
resources available on their website. So I did not feel really any intensity towards like going through the process or applying there. And I believe I knew that I got accepted there when like in like a week afterwards
Yeah.
from what I applied. Yeah. It was really
Okay.
quick. I do
Nice.
not recall like feeling too much worry or stress during that time. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. We talked a little bit, or you touched a little bit upon the affordability of attending Cypress College, right? How is it that you're planning to pay for school?
So far, my college, it sort of offers this program which helps assist students who are attending community college for their first time, and they sort of help with your tuition in some cases. So that's been really helpful to me, and I know that I've been doing various scholarship things for
Hmm.
like when I was in high school. I applied for many scholarships, and I know I applied to this one for commerce as well, which was super
Hmm.
helpful. And yeah, no, I just signed up for a lot of scholarships and things, and it was also I also filled out my FAFSA as well,
Hmm.
so that was really good. And yeah, those were just the ways that I was able to sort of like pay for college. Yeah.
Okay. Great. And I know earlier we were talking, you and I chatted before we started recording, but you mentioned that this is your second week of classes. So congratulations on starting and starting your second week. So how did you figure out, or how did you pick your classes? How did you, figure out what classes you were going to take, what times you were going to take them? Did somebody automatically enroll you in classes? What did that process look like?
Of course. So basically, I know at my school they were offering like a bunch of resources to sort of help you select your classes. I know I was I decided to talk to a counselor about it,
Mm-hmm.
and she was the one that actually helped me select my classes and sort of give me a better understanding of what I need to take and what I need to do for to complete my general education.
Mm-hmm.
And so she basically helped me through a lot of it. We actually spoke over the summer. We had like I believe 2 meetings,
Mm-hmm.
and we just spoke about what classes I should take and how I should complete them and what would fit accordingly with my schedule. And yeah, so far I'm enrolled in 5 classes, and yeah, they're going pretty well so far. It's only my second week.
Good. Good. And so would you recommend someone who maybe is starting community college to make an appointment with the counselor so that they can kind of break down? Because you mentioned she kind of broke down and told you exactly what you needed to take.
Oh yeah, no, I would absolutely recommend that people talk to their counselors and just take advantage of all the resources that their college offers. It's just a really good idea in general to give you a better understanding of what you're getting into. And it also just makes you feel more reassured when you're actually
Mm-hmm.
attending your classes. Because I
Yeah.
know some people who are enrolled in classes right now, they're not sure if they're doing like the right thing or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I would highly recommend that
Yeah.
people take advantage of the resources. It's just a really good idea.
Yeah. I agree.
Mhm.
So what do classes look like for you? Are you actually driving onto campus? Are things online?
At the moment, all of my classes are online via Zoom, and they're just, what would you say? Yeah, no, all of my homework assignments are digital. I'm going on Canvas and I'm just doing my assignments from there, and my professors will lecture us Zoom. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just
So
all
you're
online so
actually
far.
able, but you are able to go on campus if you need to, I don't know, if you need to go to like the library or a space to study, are they letting you do that?
Oh yeah, yeah, they're letting us
Okay.
do that. We are able to go on campus and talk to anyone that we have to. I know that some of my professors are on there. They still like to attend there, and we'll go there just to sort of help out with students as well and give them
Okay.
like sort of tutoring, sort of help. And there are
Got it.
also student tutors as well that are still
Ah,
on campus. There's a
got it.
lot of resources at my school. I'm really happy about that.
Okay, good. And I'm glad you're taking advantage of them, right? Because sometimes there are resources and students don't know about them. So I'm glad that you're bringing those points up and
Mhm.
that you're taking advantage of them yourself. Um, so next question for you is your major is diagnostic medical sonographer. How did you come about to that major? I mean, I feel like that's something I've never heard about, but it sounds really exciting. So how did you hear about it?
Okay, so hmm. I always knew that I really wanted to help people and that I was interested in like participating in the medical field, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because I already had that first step, that already helped me a lot in exploring like all the kinds of medical fields there are. And that one in particular stood out to me just because I felt like it had really good patient on patient communication. Like you're just having a one-on-one session with your patient.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who don't know what diagnostic medical sonography it is, it's basically like ultrasound.
Mm-hmm.
So these are going to be the people who are analyzing a developing fetus in like a woman, but they do a lot more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, I just really like that one-on-one patient care you can have with other people, and I think that's really what intrigued me the most about that,
Okay.
about all that in general. But yeah, no, it was super helpful though that I had that sort of platform to begin with, and then from there I
Mm-hmm.
was just sort of able to explore all the other various medical career options. Like I know for a while I considered nursing, but
Mm-hmm.
then, I kind of had to weigh the pros and cons of it. And I sort of just
Yeah.
did that with all the sort of fields in there.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. And then by any chance, do you know if in order to complete this degree, right, to go into be a sonographer, do you just have to complete your courses at a community college? Is it like a certificate, or do you still have to transfer into a 4 year and then complete your bachelor's?
Okay, so basically, you have to finish your general education.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the program does offer an associate's degree in diagnostic medical sonography, but before you can do that, you have to get prerequisites out of the way. So you
Mhm.
have to take some very specific classes that'll help you sort of prepare before
Mhm.
like the program.
Yeah.
And after you pass your prerequisites and you get into the program, you're basically just, once you get out, you basically get your associates and you
Mhm.
are licensed to do that.
Okay.
You're basically
Oh,
just
great.
set from there.
Nice. Very good. Well, I'm glad you know that. And I feel like, no, I think it was helpful, obviously, to know what you wanted to do once you were coming in, right? Because you then have an understanding of what classes you'll have to take. And then I think you sitting and talking to the counselor probably helped a lot too. So
Def-
that's good.
Definitely,
Okay.
it's helped a lot.
Yeah. And you kind of mentioned earlier, I know you mentioned that you're doing classes over Zoom. What the days that you are going into Cypress, how are you commuting to Cypress? Are you getting there in your own vehicle? Is public transportation accessible to the school?
Of course. So, at the moment, our classes are all online, but I do
Hmm.
intend for the spring semester to actually
Hmm.
go and have like a hybrid schedule.
Hmm.
Uh, my school has been talking a lot about that, so I do plan on actually driving there once I get my license. And once I get it, I do
Okay.
plan on driving there. I'm trying to like figure out like what route there is right now,
Yeah.
and I'm just sort of just studying it because it is a little far. Well, I
Hmm.
mean, it's not too far, but it's I guess it's so I guess it's considered far since I'm a new driver.
Yeah.
But I'm sort of just figuring that out. But my school does offer if you do live because it's in Orange County, right? If
Hmm.
you do live in the Orange County area, you do actually they do actually let you have like bus transport to the school.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
really
Okay.
helpful for
Yeah.
individuals who live there.
Hmm.
But for me, I do just plan on driving there.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right. It'll be a good commute, I think. It won't be too bad. Will you be working while taking classes, either this semester or maybe even spring?
I am actually working right now during my classes. I figured since it's online and I don't have to
Mhm.
drive and my work happens to be really close by, it I figured why not just take the opportunity and just work while I'm studying right now.
Mhm.
I probably won't work for the spring semester that's coming up because I feel like it would be kind of challenging to drive over there and then to just I feel like it just make things a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
Right now, I just I figured working right now is probably the better idea since I'm at home and I'm just doing my classes here and my work's
Yeah.
really close by. I just figured it's a little more convenient that way.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you plan on in being involved in any clubs, sports, or extracurricular activities, either in school or outside of school while you're taking classes?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, it's very important to just get involved with your school and take advantage of the resources that surround you.
Mhm.
So I really do want to join clubs and oh, it'd be so nice to do a sport actually. I need to look more into that actually.
Yeah. Okay.
I just really want to enjoy the college experience and make the most of it when I actually get to attend there for the spring semester. But I think I definitely want to join clubs and do extracurricular activities for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Great.
Hmm.
That's awesome. So when you started navigating college, was there a specific person or a specific, website or thing that you maybe turned to in order to get those resources?
Let's see here. So, when I was applying to Cyprus, my counselor was a very important person to me. They
Mhm.
helped me just navigate what kind of classes I'm going to get enrolled in, and just sort of help me get like, sort of give me like the idea of what I'm going to really encounter.
Mhm.
But I
Mhm.
will also say that another important source of information for me was just other students as well.
Mhm.
Like I know that at my school they offer like service like student services to like beginning freshmen in college. So that
Mhm.
was already super helpful as well. I know I spoke to a couple of students from there and they kind of gave me a good idea of what
Okay.
uh, college was going to be like. So I got basically help from my counselor and other students who are already attending Cypress. It was really helpful that way.
Yeah, so then you kind of got to hear their experience and adapt it to like yours. That's
Basically.
that's great. That's great. Um, do you have any advice for someone who is in high school who is considering possibly attending a community college?
Hmm. A piece of advice I guess I would give to current high school students is to basically just make the most of their experience right now
Hmm.
and to just be responsible and have fun while you're still in high school because
Yeah.
I feel like those two things are very easy to forget while you're there, but
Hmm.
uh, I think it's important to remember
Yeah,
because
for sure.
you want to make the most of your high school experience.
Yeah.
And most people, when they get out of high school, they have a lot of regrets and they wish that they did things. Uh,
Hmm.
but I feel like as long as you have fun with it and you are responsible, then you should be fine and you should not regret anything when you get out of high school. And if you
Yeah.
are a high schooler currently considering community college, I would like to tell you to just forget like the stigma of community college because I know it's really easy to just categorize people who go to community college as like not as academically inclined, and
Hmm.
you should most as people who just couldn't make it to university.
Hmm.
So I would just say to get rid of that stigma because community college is actually really useful. It's
Yeah.
affordable and you just get to get your general education out of the way. And if you have no idea what you want to do in life yet, I would highly recommend it because it's such a great way to just sort of think about what you want to do next in life
Yeah.
at like a really affordable cost.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that you bring that point up. One of the other conversations that I had with a transfer student, actually, she mentioned that exact same point that it's a good kickoff place, a community college, because it gives you the opportunity to explore other majors and classes that maybe you hadn't considered, and you're doing it at a lower cost, right? When you're taking these classes. Um, that kind of leads me to another question that I had. So, had you ever considered a different college other than Cypress? Like, I don't know, maybe the beginning of your senior year, you thought, oh, I really want to go to Cal State LA, or I don't know, UC Riverside. And then as the time went, you kind of chose Cypress, or was Cypress always like the college you wanted to go to because you had talked to people and you had heard about the program that they had?
Oh, that's an excellent question. I know that a lot of my friends were actually planning on going to four-year colleges.
Mm-hmm.
I know actually a lot of my friends are in UCI right now.
Uh-huh.
And I saw them go through the process of applying there, and it made me, obviously my friends are going there. I want to join them.
Yeah.
So I genuinely thought maybe I should think about maybe going there instead.
Mm-hmm.
But then I kind of had to just sit myself down for a bit because it's really easy to like follow
Yeah.
what your friends are doing instead of just doing what you should actually do.
Yeah.
So, I actually just like sat myself down and I said, that's not practical because there's a good program here and it's
Yeah.
affordable and it's way more convenient. It's close by. I kind of just had to do that for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, no, I did think about going to those schools and
Mm-hmm.
following like what my friends were doing, but I figured
Yeah.
that I should stick with Cypress because it was just a better option for me overall.
Yeah.
Sometimes your path is not going to look the same as others, and that's totally okay.
Different doesn't make it bad, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So I know you mentioned that you saw that Cypress had a really good program, right? Did you talk to somebody specifically, like your own counselor in high school, and ask about the specific program, or how did you find out about that program there and that it was that good?
Well, the thing is, I first had to figure out that I actually wanted to be a sonographer.
Mm-hmm.
So once I found that out, I basically just looked at a whole gigantic list of
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
schools that I could attend to that had the proper accreditations for for sonography. So I just went through that whole list,
Okay. And
and I
that's
just saw
exactly
what
what
was
you
most
should do,
convenient.
right? Because but you imagine knowing what you want to do and then attending a school and then not getting that certification, right? It's almost like
Yeah,
you
I
you went through all that time and weren't going to get what you needed at the end.
yeah, that was a fear of mine. I know that on YouTube, actually. That's where I got a lot of my information from,
Okay.
actually. Was from people who were already sonographers who really put a lot of emphasis on doing your own research and things. And so that's what
Mm-hmm.
got me into reading and learning about the different types of schools that had the proper programs that you
Mm-hmm.
need in order to properly get licensed.
Yeah.
So basically, I did just go down that list, and I just saw what like would fit me the most, and what was most convenient to me. And Cypress was just that college that stood out, and I decided to attend some workshops from
Uh-huh.
Cypress
Okay.
that actually had teachers who actually taught the class who were talking about like what you're going to expect if you were to actually make it into the program, or what you're going to learn. And
Okay.
so that was what really solidified my decision in attending this school and sort of pursuing this program. Yeah. So
Great.
basically, I just went down that list and I found the workshop at Cypress that helped me get into that, really.
Yeah. And I love that. You bring up some really good points in regards to doing your own research. I love that you brought up the resource of using YouTube to kind of figure out what it is exactly that you needed and what you can pull from other people's experience. And lastly, I love that you mentioned that the school had these like open houses or these like info sessions. I think those are really important to attend because one, you really get to learn a little bit more about the program. And then two, like you mentioned, you actually ended up meeting some of the professors that taught these classes. So you're hearing it from the person who's actually teaching it. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, it was super helpful. Like I know I almost didn't know that they offered web workshops. I had no
Yeah.
idea that they had existed. And so I was just because of all like I don't know, I was just on their college website for so long. I was just digging and digging and digging, and
Yeah.
I managed to find that. So I would definitely encourage anyone who's going to attend really any college to just do the
Yeah.
research, because that's just so important. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's great advice, Natalie. I really appreciate it. So basically that concludes our conversation, unless there's anything else that you might want to add before we end.
Uh, I mean, I guess just if you're in high school right now, just to uh, make the most of your time there, have fun, but be responsible, and just make some memories and try not to worry too much. Because I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of people do tend to stress out so much and they forget to enjoy like their senior year
Yeah.
properly. It's just, I think that's just something that needs to be emphasized. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay. Well, again, thank you so much for participating in our virtual Commerce to College virtual resource fair. This conversation, you brought up so many good points, and I just want to wish you all the luck as you start your journey, your college journey, and as you begin your first year. Wish you all the luck this year.
Thank you so much.
All right.